Oh, Jake, good timing. Do you have a moment? On the last day of the new employee training, I was stopped by Kevin from the HR department. Sure, let's head to the break room. Kevin's story was this. There's a promising new female employee among this year's recruits. He advised me to make sure she doesn't quit. This year, take good care of her. The sales promotion department loses new recruits within months every year. Indeed, Kevin was right. I knew the reason why. It was because of the unreasonable demands and harassment by our manager, Bruce, which quickly demotivated the new recruits, leading them to resign. Something had to be done. If this continued, we wouldn't be able to nurture our juniors. I need to take good care of them, I thought to myself. A few days later, just as Kevin said, a new recruit named Emily was assigned to the sales promotion department. I've been assigned here as of today. I'm Emily. Nice to meet you. As she introduced herself, Bruce was sizing her up, which worried me. I decided to take the initiative. Bruce, may I be responsible for Emily's training? Bruce seemed a bit surprised but then said with a smirk, all right, Jake, I'll leave her training to you. Emily, sorry to ask so soon, but could you come with me? The first place I took her was to the sweets division of the product development department. The chief, Sarah, greeted us. Jake, as enthusiastic as ever, I see. And who's this? Oh, she's Emily, a new recruit this year. We'll probably be needing your help a lot. I introduced her. I've been assigned to the sales promotion department. My name is Emily. Pleased to meet you. She bowed politely. Jess, her greeting was spot on. We were shown the new products the sweets division had released over the past year. As sales promotion folks, we have to answer any questions perfectly when we present new products to clients. Emily looked intrigued. Does that lead to contracts? Well, yes. Have you looked over the materials? Yes. Her energetic response prompted me to ask her a few questions. Then, pretend I'm a client's purchasing agent. What's the selling point of the cheesecake we're releasing in May? It's a low-sugar, 75% reduced sugar raw chocolate rare cheesecake that's delicious despite not using sugar. And what are the countries of origin for the cream cheese and the raw chocolate used in this cheesecake? Huh? The country of origin. Do I need to remember that too? Emily looked puzzled. Well, yes. These days, due to food fraud issues and a focus on food safety, people do ask about the country of origin and where it's made. After I explained this, Emily started reading the document again. Just as Kevin said. Emily has potential. Watching her, I thought so. Among the new recruits who only do what they're told, she was very motivated. From the next day, we started visiting our clients' retail stores. It's often said that new recruits these days don't take notes, but Emily was different. Our company is a food manufacturing company that supplies sweets and deli food to supermarkets we have exclusive contracts with. I decided to take Emily with me to visit 17 supermarkets within the state, 2 or 3 stores every day. She was eager and dedicated to her work, and I seriously started thinking about nurturing her talent. Because I was taking Emily out every day, Bruce lost his chance to harass her. I wasn't sure what kind of harassment Bruce might do. For now, I thought I had to be careful until Emily gained enough skills. Then, I kept taking Emily to stores every day, teaching her the job each time. Emily, today I'll teach you 3 important things as a sales promotion person. First, always keep up to date with the product development department. Second, always know the best-selling items in each store you're responsible for. Third, don't try to solve problems alone when something happens. I thought Emily already understood the importance of reporting, communicating, and consulting, which is like the lifeblood of our company organization. Then, one day, a call came from a client. Hey, Jake, about that order error from your side. How are you going to handle it? What? An order error. I hadn't heard anything about that. I was momentarily stunned on the phone. Hey, Jake, are you listening? Yes, sorry about that. I'll check and get back to you right away. After ending the call, I immediately called for Emily. I just got a call from the store manager. What's this about an order error? Her face turned pale. Well, actually, according to Emily, 3 days ago, when she returned from an external visit, there was a message note on her desk. The note said to deliver 300 strawberry tarts, a new product for the month, to the store. "And the note?" I asked. She took it out of her desk drawer. Since there's no name of who took the call, it's hard to know who wrote it, right? Yes. What do you think you should have done in that case? Should I have checked who wrote it? She answered in a low voice. Well, yes, or maybe you should have confirmed with the store manager if this order was correct. Yes. Her face turned even paler, and her voice lost its strength. But I had to address the important issue, so I continued. Emily, why didn't you report it as soon as you found out about the order mistake? As I said this, she looked even more pale and said in an even smaller voice, I'm sorry. I thought I had to fix it since it was my mistake. Usually, our store orders a total of 100 sweets per day, including a variety of items. It should have been clear that an order for 300 of one kind was unrealistic. I had Emily confirm the real order quantity with the store manager. After she finished the call, she looked almost in tears. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be 30 pieces. I thought so, a digit off. I sighed deeply and asked, Emily, what do you think would be the best course of action in this situation? Her response was unexpected. I'm sorry, I'll pay for the excess myself. What? You're going to buy 270 pieces? Yes. I was speechless at Emily's nodding affirmation. What are you going to do with them? Eat all 270 pieces by yourself? No, I don't think I can eat all of them, she said, looking down. And then, I couldn't help but raise my voice. Do you have any idea how much effort the product development department put into this new product? The same goes for the factory workers. No one makes these products expecting them to be wasted. At that moment, everyone in the department turned to look at us. I felt ashamed. What was the point of taking her to the product development department and the factory so many times? Had she understood nothing? She apologized with teary eyes and a barely audible voice. I'm sorry. I told her, it's okay, go back to your desk, and started calling our other client stores one by one. Some stores said, if you can deliver today, we'll take some. So Emily and I split the task and delivered the 270 pieces we had collected. When all the deliveries were done and we returned to the office, Bruce was waiting. Jake, you've been mentoring Emily for the past month. How do you plan to take responsibility for this? He smirked unpleasantly. Also, I heard you yelled at Emily in front of everyone. That's clearly an abuse of authority. Emily tried to say something, but I stopped her with my left hand. Yes, you're right, I'm sorry. I bowed to Bruce. Look at that, Emily's still looking pale and shaking. Jake, you need to take responsibility for this, be prepared for that. In a meeting that day, Bruce, who had always disliked me, apparently added a lot to his report and relayed it to the higher-ups. The following week, I was transferred to a factory that makes containers for deli foods. I never thought I would be demoted. For the next few days, I passed on all the knowledge and know-how I had to Emily. Even on the day before my transfer, she still looked gloomy. I really didn't know what to say. I'm so sorry. Emily had been apologizing ever since my transfer was decided. Don't worry about it. Instead, you did well keeping up with my tough training. You have potential. I patted her shoulder and said, well, I've been on Bruce's bad side since I joined the company anyway. It was only a matter of time before I got transferred. I said that, but Emily still looked down. Don't look so down. Keep up the good work. See ya. I thought the work at the transfer factory would be manageable, but it turned out to be more challenging than expected. Years passed, and I eventually decided to leave the factory. I knew how hard it was to change jobs in such a bad economy, but once I left, there was no going back. Every day, I convinced myself while looking at rejection emails. While browsing job listings, I found a vacancy in the sweets promotion department of a nationwide convenience store chain. A nationwide chain, might as well give it a shot. So, I decided to attend the interview. The first round was a written exam on sweets, which I easily passed thanks to my 5 years of experience and knowledge. Today is the day of the second round, the interview. As I entered the interview room, nervous, I saw there were 3 interviewers. I assumed they would ask about my passion for sweets or what I wanted to do in the store's promotion department. I had practiced my interview answers thoroughly, so I was confident. As I looked straight into the eyes of the 3 interviewers in front of me, something unexpected happened. When I made eye contact with one of the female interviewers, she looked surprised and whispered something to the other 2 interviewers before addressing me. "Jake, were you by any chance at the Sweets Festival in the city 5 years ago?" I was taken aback by the unexpected question. "Yes, I did attend that event in my first year at my previous company," I replied, and the female interviewer smiled happily and said to me, "I was there too. To be honest, I wanted you for our team back then." Confused, I stared at her. "I still vividly remember your responses during that event. All the representatives from various companies could answer about the taste and shape of the new sweets, but you were the only one who perfectly answered about all the ingredients, their countries of origin, and why they were used in those proportions," she said excitedly. Yes, I was a new employee that year and was suddenly sent to the festival by my manager. I studied about sweets every day by visiting the product development department in the factory, so I could answer any question at that time, thanks to the staff and the factory manager. Then, one of the male interviewers said, "Wow, it's rare to find a newcomer who can do that much. Your motivation and hard work were what made it passable." As they said this one after another, I felt a bit embarrassed but also happy for the first time in a long while. When the interview ended, the female interviewer said, "Anyway, we want people with passion and the ability to work hard. We look forward to working with you." Phew, I got the job. I felt refreshed on my way home that day. Then came my first day at the new job. While I was giving my greeting at the morning meeting, I suddenly made eye contact with a beautiful woman with long hair. She looked surprised when she saw my face. To my astonishment, it was Emily, my former subordinate from my previous company. I was assigned to the sales promotion department, and there was Emily, now a manager, in the same team. Gone was her naive demeanor. She was now confidently managing her work. "Can't believe we're meeting here." Indeed, Emily apologized for the past while telling me what happened after I left. She started working independently, and apparently, Bruce began harassing her. Emily couldn't bear it anymore and left the company. She then had an interview with this company, which was then looking to fill a position. Thanks to the training I received from you, Jake, I could easily answer all the interview questions. I even received compliments during the interview for being able to answer so thoroughly. Now, I'm even in charge of training new employees. I've always been grateful to you for everything. Looking forward to working with you again." She smiled happily and bowed deeply. And so, we began working together again, this time in different roles. Rumor has it that Bruce later left the company due to allegations of abuse of authority and sexual harassment. Maybe now people at that company can grow a bit better. Now about the proposal for the new product introduction. Yes, let's hear it. We're now busy every day preparing for a Sweets Festival event happening in 6 months. Looking at Emily, who was passionately instructing the new employees to learn about the products in detail, I felt motivated to do my best too.